Welcome back. You know, as search and rescue efforts continue along Florida's west coast, a story of hope and inspiration this Sunday morning. American Humane, the country's first national humane organization, has been working tirelessly in Florida since Friday, rescuing stranded animals from flooded homes and from the wreckage left behind by Hurricane Ian. Here on your screen, you see some of their latest work in action as they rescue farm animals from a flooded barn. The horses and cows, as you can see, submerged in floodwaters up to their stomachs and their chests. Here you can also see rescue teams traveling through torrential flooding on their way to help even more animals. For more on this great work, we are joined on set by the president and CEO of American Humane, Dr. Robin Ganzert. Dr. Robin, may I call you Robin?
Yes, please.
Robin, thank you so much for being here. I want my viewers to understand, after you and I speak, you're going back out to the affected area. You were there already, came here to be able to explain what's going on. So let's get into it. Please let our viewers know they're seeing all this imagery. It is tragic. It's heartbreaking. Of course, we care first and foremost about the humans.
Right,
but
absolutely.
As we were talking before during the commercial, Craig Fugate from FEMA mentioned in his interview at the beginning of the show that after Katrina, they changed the protocols that if you rescue a human and they have a pet, they rescue the pet too. So first, why don't you tell us about American Humane? What is it doing? And kind of tell us what American Humane had to do to be able to change these laws when it came to disaster.
Absolutely. So post-Katrina, American Humane led the effort to actually change animal rescuing provisions. We actually wanted to make sure that there were central command forces in place, and really, much like you do with human search and rescue, you can do the same and apply those protocols to animal search and rescue. It's safer for the first responder, indeed, but it's also safer for the animal. So here we are so many years later, and those lessons learned we're now applying to Hurricane Ian. And it's so wonderful and heartwarming to see human rescues happening and those dogs and cats leaving with their pet parents. That's a blessing. But you know, when these waters have rushed through, there was no time to evacuate. It was too late. And so many animals have been caught in those flood waters. Some won't make it. But those ones that are out there, no American Humane's there, and we're going to try to rescue them. Today, we're continuing our efforts. We'll continue as long as we possibly can to find every pet and reunite them with their family.
You know, Robin, talk about how much more challenging this storm, Hurricane Ian, is because of the floodwaters. We're still seeing the floodwaters haven't receded. So how much more challenging is it for American Humane when they're on site to try to help find these pets and then ultimately reunite them with their owners?
This is a large-scale disaster. So when we look at this, it's unprecedented in terms of its just breadth and depth. And not only is it the floodwaters, there's no safe place. So when we looked at the horses yesterday that you saw in the video from our incredible humane heroes on the ground, where do you take that number of animals that do need that kind of rescuing? So I think there was someone yesterday who said, where are the people going to live? Where are the animals going to live to? It is a large-scale, devastating impact on these communities, and it is going to take years. So what we're doing with American Humane, we're trying to find each and every animal. We'll shelter them until their parents can come and reunite them. We'll give them medical, food, and all the care that they need, and be able to ensure they get reunited with their families. And that's why we're there, to bring hope to those families, and compassion, of course.
You know, Robin, we always see a lot of the cats and the dogs that are being rescued, the smaller animals, but we're seeing you guys are out there doing horses and cows. I mean, you've got bigger animals. And so it's important for people to remember who are watching the show right now, the bigger animals actually need the help as well, right?
Oh my goodness, it's every single animal, you know, and you think about the wild animals out there as well. And other flooding disasters, we've helped wild animal populations. In this case, we have done an awful lot of farm work. We're actually deployed to DeSoto County with an incredible group called Code 3 and ARC, and these groups were working together to actually bring those animals to safety. But it is a large-scale disaster, and it affects all animal populations.
You know, Robin, I got less than a minute left. I want to ask you, what can be done to help American Humane? You guys are doing so much for the most vulnerable. And again, I want to emphasize, obviously, the importance is on helping the humans, but we cannot leave the pets behind. And I speak for all animal lovers when I say that we thank you for the work you're doing. But what can American Humane what does it need? What do you guys need to be able to kind of help these people that are in need and their pets?
Well, we encourage everyone to go to AmericanHumane.org. That's AmericanHumane.org and help in any way that you can. We do need resources to continue these unprecedented rescue missions. It's a long-term deployment for us to be able to find these animals and to care for them and to shelter them. So we do need help. And you can visit AmericanHumane.org to see our pictures. We'll post every single day of the animal lives that we're saving.
This is like so hard for me to have this conversation, but I am so grateful, Dr. Robin Cancer, for being here and for letting us know what's happening. And I hope you'll come back and you'll share some more good news as the rescues happen with American Humane. As Robin said, if you want more information on how to help, you can go to AmericanHumane.org. Coming up shortly on